Welcome to Geek Speak Live.
Hello, Geek Speakers! It's Todd and
Wade on pots and pans.
and we've got a special guest tonight. He's hiding here behind Ginge. Can you...
Oh,
Hey, buddy.
Rusty.
Come here.
Russ,
Here he is. Can people see him back there?
I think you need to bring him up into the camera.
Oh, he's a heavy big...
The third of the three amigos.
This is Rusty.
Hey, Russ.
This is
Look,
our...
Say g'day to everyone.
This is our adopted mascot dog tonight.
G'day, everyone.
Hello.
What would Russ's voice be like if he was a dog?
He's got deep little bark with him.
It'd be like, put me down, you bastards.
Seriously though, Wade and I just learnt. Here it is again. So this little dog that I'm dog sitting for a week, right? He's not a puppy, trust me. He's about 8 years old. He's been an angel all week, right? Butter wouldn't melt in this dog's mouth. Tonight, we put his bed there for him before the show. He has humped this thing like crazy.
What the hell, man? What is he doing?
Ginge, he's teaching Ginge about the birds and the bees dog style.
Is that how you make babies?
No, Ginge, no. You've been doing it wrong all this time.
Oh, no wonder I've not had a child.
Yeah, you're not meant to be humping your bed like
Russ!
that. Stop it.
This is a PG show.
This is a family event, Rusty.
Stop! Don't be showing that. Don't.
Anyway, so he's been with me all week, and we decided to make sure he is our guest of honour tonight. So Rusty's here with us, and I think
Russ.
he's too interested
Don't.
in...
My God.
He's too interested in doing other things. I said, he's been an angel all week, man. He's been the cutest, easiest dog to deal with.
Russ! What are you doing? What are you doing? My God! You don't... Oh, I'm too young to see this.
He is a cutie, though. Look at him. Look at him.
G'day to everyone watching at home.
When he's not humping his bed.
Paul said, Rusty, don't wee on the carpet. No, that's the least of our problems.
There's no carpet here, Paul. Actually, there's one on the counter.
Weeing isn't what he's doing.
He's doing the humping.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
I'm traumatized.
You never had a dog as a kid, did you?
No.
So I grew up with dogs. And my sister, who's maybe watching the show tonight, they went away for a week and she couldn't get him into the kennels. She said, can you and Danny look after him? And so we've had him for a week. And I'll tell you what, mate, he's been great company here at the shop.
Because you don't just talk to yourself anymore.
No, normally I sit here doing paperwork and just talking to myself. Now I'm actually talking, and there's a dog looking at me like, oh, I get where you're
So
coming
all
from.
homeless people, we should just get them dogs.
Dogs.
Or a phone.
And then they won't
Because if they're on the
look home.
phone, they don't look crazy.
I like it. See?
Allegedly.
Solving the world's problems.
Yeah.
But so he's been with me all week, and I tell you, the customers have loved him. He's been spoilt rotten this week by customers.
Oh my God.
And I tell you what, we've had a massive week here in Toowoomba. It's Carnival week.
It is. Carnival of Flowers here in Toowoomba?
It's not really normal carnival time though. Is it?
No, God, no. Things just haven't been
No,
going...
no parade last Saturday. No food and wine festival. No, the sideshow alley kind of set up in the
Yes,
park.
which I was really upset with because there was no Dagwood dogs.
Our yearly tradition of getting a daggy dog
Yes,
gone.
I was kind of a little bit upset.
We had a massive week here at Kaboom though. Tons of people in town, and they're actually, because there's not a lot on, they're out exploring the town.
Okay, yep.
And they've been popping in. So tons of people who, we don't have a comic shop in our hometown, and they've been buying piles of stuff, and we've been telling them, hey, wherever you come from, we post Australia-wide. www.kaboomcomicsaustralia.com. And so there you go. Look, this is where we film Geek Speak Live. Anyway, we're going to kick along. What do you got that's geeky?
We were talking in the last couple of weeks about Justice League,
Yep.
the new series, the new variant edition version
Yep.
of the movie. Henry Cavill is not going to be coming back for photo shoots.
For photo shoots?
Like reshoots.
Oh, reshoots. Okay. Why?
He's in London at the moment doing The Witcher.
Yeah, second season.
And because of COVID, if he was to go to America,
Oh, he'd have to
he'd have
quarantine
to
when he comes
quarantine
back.
for 2 weeks. And at the moment, they're just shooting less than a week
Yeah.
of reshoots. Close-ups, stuff like that. So it looks like he's not going to be coming. But the money that Warner Brothers and HBO are spending on this thing add another $70 million. So
Because the budget was already 70 mil, wasn't it? And so they've doubled that to what, 140 now?
it's spending 170 million since
170?
the last. Sorry, 70 million since the last time we spoke.
Okay, right. No.
But then they said, well, hang on, Joker, the movie, was only 55 million to make from start to finish.
Yeah.
So
I did see, apparently Ben Affleck has said he's keen to come back and do a Batman film as
Yes.
long as he has creative control. It's very distracting when he's doing that in the background.
Russ,
Stop humping your bed, especially near the bookcase.
I'm really worried about him starting to hump our legs during the show. Would you be like,
It'd be the most action Ginger's had it in a while.
there you go, Russ.
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
G'day to Sean who's tuned in. Also
dude.
to Loey who's tuned in. Good to see you.
We're just talking rubbish today because there is a dog.
He's on that side of you now.
He's making sweet love to a
To a bed.
Yeah.
You've been doing it wrong all these years.
What? Making love to beds? I've just got. Oh no, I was going to go further with that, but you know what?
Anyway,
I'm not going to go along with that.
Ben Affleck has apparently, he's keen to come
full.
back, but
He's
he
full.
wants creative control,
Yeah.
which is what they originally signed him up with. When he
Yes.
signed on to play Batman the first go round, the idea was he would do a solo film that he wrote and directed
Yep.
himself.
Yep.
So he was going to star in it, write it, and direct it. Right?
Exactly.
That changed. They went, oh no, we're going to bring on Matt Reeves, but you'll still go with the script you wrote. And apparently Hollywood insiders who have read Ben Affleck's script said, we can't understand what Warner Brothers are doing. That thing was guaranteed smash hit. All right? They said that the script Ben Affleck turned in was amazing, but they started making it difficult for him, so he went, well, I'm not going to direct it now.
Yeah.
So then they brought Matt Reeves in. Matt Reeves goes, I don't want to use his script, I want to go my own way. And then he went, I want a younger Batman. So that's when Ben Affleck went, I'm out.
Yep. You had your chance.
Now they've got him back there, and now they're kind of saying, hey, Ben, you can do what you want and do your own solo Batman film. And the fanboy, is just like, fuck, yeah, I was doing that. I was really excited. So, yeah, that was news out I read this week. Hey, Scott, who's finally tuned in. You're
Hey,
a bit late
dude.
tonight, Scott.
What's happening?
Sean said, oh, yeah, it's Friday night. Yeah, and there's no more footy for you to watch, Sean, because you and Ginge, your team has gone. Wooden spooners.
Did you see the video from last night?
No, well, which video, Ginge?
There's video from last night of guys running around the training field throwing out wooden
Oh,
spoons.
I did, yeah.
And then they've got vision from this morning of someone from the Broncos picking up all those wooden spoons.
he had like an armful
He
of
did,
wooden
he
spoons.
did. And you know what? Last night was the first time I didn't barrack for my own team.
Did you go for the Cowboys?
I did want the
There's
Cowboys to
hope
win.
for you yet, sir.
No.
Well, that's the footy over for me for the year because the Cowboys and your team are out. We've got Origin down the track. We'll probably tune in and watch that. It's going to be a very different kind of Origin this year.
Some good news coming out of Hollywood.
Yes.
The Boys is getting a spin-off series.
Really?
Yes.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I thought
they
you-
don't know yet, but
Oh,
they're like, holy fuck! The Boys season 2 has garnered 89% higher ratings than season 1.
Really?
So
So that's phenomenal. That is pretty freaking
So
phenomenal.
they've got, holy shit, we better get on this quick.
You know, it's been funny the last 2 weeks, and we're waiting on a decent sized reship to come in. Nearly every day, I've got people coming and going, "Have you got the Boys Volume 1?"
Wow.
I'm like, sold out, more coming. It's prompted, and I'm talking regular comic readers, not like just blow-ins.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking my regular customers who have just apparently never read it and gone, "Yeah, I want to read it now." 'cause
I
I'm enjoying
love the
this."
show, so I'm gonna, yeah.
I'm up to date. I'm up to date with you because we were talking the other day, and I'm like, I'm struggling. I watched the second.
And I said, dude, get through episode 3.
I
Bang.
did, and I'm up to date,
Yep.
and I'm back on track. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it.
I am too. And the whole religion
Yes.
cult,
Yes.
very Scientology.
Yeah. Allegedly. No.
I'm really
Tom
digging,
Cruise is coming after us for saying that.
I'm really digging that sort of, yeah.
Yeah. No, look,
that
mate,
part of the story.
if you're yet to start watching season 2 of The Boys, don't stuff around. Go and watch it now. There's no
Get on
excuse
it.
not to watch it. But I do want to mention, because we watch it through Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. And, God, he's going to town over there tonight. This dog will not let up. Anyway, we were flicking through, you just scroll through and you
Yep.
go down the rabbit hole of it suggests other shows.
Yes.
And I watched a documentary the other night on Steve Rude, the creator of Nexus and the artist. He's also done work for Marvel and DC, but he launched Nexus in 1981, the year you and I were born.
Oh, well, that's a great year.
And it had a run at First Comics, then Dark Horse picked it up, and then he went self-publishing, him and Mike Barron, the co-creator. This guy was also an inspiration to Alex Ross, because he's painted covers and stuff like that. And it was a tragic little doco to watch, about a 90-minute doco. And a little bit on the cheap side, like it didn't have a big budget.
It wasn't Netflix
No,
quality?
certainly not, no. But it was an interesting one to watch because I've always known of Steve Rude and gone, oh yeah, I like the guy's artwork, especially the stuff he did at DC and Marvel.
Yep.
And there's an iconic image from World's Finest in the 90s of like Superman standing there and Batman and there's the big light shining and
cool.
Batman's on the other side. And that's a Steve Rude piece. And I tell you, look at that and it's iconic. You just go, that is amazing. But anyway, he kind of blew up his own career a few times, and he got diagnosed as bipolar and everything else.
Yep.
And we're watching the doco, and I turned to my wife and I said, you know what? I said, I'm no psychologist or whatever else, but I think he's more than bipolar. The way he talks and the way he goes on about things, and just other people describing his actions.
Yep.
I think he's actually on the
spectrum.
The spectrum. I think he could be a bit autistic. And but it was a fascinating thing. He nearly this is back in 2011. He got arrested for bluing with his neighbours. He nearly lost the house again. He's long suffering. They've got 2 kids, and you're like, this guy should be set up.
Yep.
Because you look at Alex Ross and the money Alex Ross makes with his art books, his art shows. The money Marvel are paying Alex Ross at the moment for covers.
Yes.
Steve Rude was around before this guy, right? And so he actually gave up comics in the early 2000s, I think it was, around 2008, 2009, and he went, I'm going off to fine art painting. And you've got to see his artwork. He paints these women like with cowboy hats on and stuff like that, and real life stuff. No, but for fine art galleries, right? And yeah, I love it because it's got girls in cowboy hats.
She had a whip and she had a cowboy hat. I was on board from the start.
But anyway, and you're looking at it going, these original paintings are worth a couple of grand each.
Yep.
When he got arrested in 2011 for the dispute with his neighbours, his family had to sell a bunch of his original artwork, these fine art paintings, for next to nothing to raise the money to pay his bail and legal fees. So this guy has blown up his career, like I say, a few times.
Yeah.
But you got to watch it for yourself. It's on Amazon Prime at the moment. Just type in Steve Rude and the little doco should come up and watch it. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And as I said, it gave me an insight to an artist who I've always admired. I've never gotten into Nexus because I'm not a sci-fi space kind of hero guy. But it kind of piqued my interest. I may have to get in a volume and
just to have a look.
Just to have a look now, yeah. Because I've read some of his other stuff that he's done for Marvel and DC. But I'll go back to the start where he, and he calls himself he always has for years, Steve the Dude Rude.
Okay.
And so he even talks to himself as the dude, this kind of thing. So he's a bit weird, but check it on out.
Going back to a couple of comments, Scott said, no, spin-off series seldom work, ever.
And usually tank both shows. Don't do it. Yeah, look at, what was the spin-out from The Walking Dead and all that?
He said, Frasier, yeah, that worked. Boston Legal worked, yeah. Xena the Warrior Princess worked. Daria worked.
There was a spin-out from Daria?
Daria was the spin-out.
Of?
What
was Daria a spin-out of? Someone will tell us in the comments. But that's like 5 shows out of 100 spin-off shows. Don't do it, Amazon. Scott, they probably won't listen to us, sadly.
They're making a lot of eyes. One thing I did see is that this year they are doing an after show for The Boys.
Really? What's it called?
Inside the Boys.
Okay, that sounds a bit rude.
Sounds a bit rude. It looks like they're trying to make a series of it by calling it Prime Rewind.
As Sean said, Beanie and Butthead, then he's gone, Beavis.
Beavis and Butthead, there you go.
Sean, are you drinking? Is that why you're mistyping? And Scott said, yeah, Beavis and Butthead. So Daria was a spin out of Beavis and Butthead?
Yes.
But it wasn't done in a similar style, was it?
Well, the artwork wasn't, no.
No. I loved Daria. I always thought that was pretty cool. Were they redoing that recently?
Yes, they're doing a reboot series of that.
Got the original actress back doing the voice actress?
I think they may have the same characters. Did you ever see, was it Comedy Central did like or is it Funny or Die? Funny or Die did it. If it was going to be a reboot movie with Daria, and it had the woman from Parks and Recs. Was it Aubrey?
I know the one.
Aubrey. Yeah, playing Daria.
Yeah.
Like, I'm totally on board with this.
Like a live action.
It looked like it could have been cool.
Interesting.
But obviously they were just making fun of it.
You're in charge for the show for a sec. I have to move the dog.
Oh my God, what is he doing?
Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember a little short film that came out in 2015? If not, you would remember David Hasselhoff doing the song for this little short film. The film was called Kung Fury. Can I hear you at home? No? You don't remember? You don't? Holy shit. Now you've put the dog in my line of sight.
That wasn't my intention.
All I can see is his bum and his wagging tail just gyrating.
You know, King Charles Cavaliers can have serious heart problems, and I'm really worried. That's why I just moved him. I thought, I'll put his bed back up where it normally goes for the day, and he might stop. No, I've only made it worse. And I'm worried he's going to have a heart attack.
Oh my God. He's keen for some action.
If my wife is watching this, you're taking him for a walk tonight, because I can't handle this.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so, yeah.
There you go. Sean said, watched Kung Fury again last week. So great.
It is such a great little short film. Anyway, so they got Arnold Schwarzenegger to come on board, Michael Fassbender.
Really?
David
I've
Hasselhoff
never
is
seen
back.
this.
Have you not seen it? Oh, I thought oh,
No.
Dude, it was made in Europe.
Yeah, how you always say, I never saw Super 8 with you. Well, I've never seen Kung Fury, dude. So
It was done to look like an 80s Miami type, and it's all on green screen, so it has that VHS look to it all.
Yeah.
So what he's done is he's made like a half-hour short film. Anyway, there was such great ratings on YouTube and everything like that.
Yep.
That they've gone, we're making a sequel, right? So they got Arnold Schwarzenegger and Michael Fassbender to be in the sequel. They've just finished primary photography of the movie, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, we're straight into effects. We're going to get this bastard out and done. What's happened is the company that said, you know what, we're going to finance this movie. They just went, oh, we don't have that extra $10 million to give you.
Shit,
$10
really?
million. They were supposed to give them $20 million. They gave them 10. There's still 10 outstanding. The original Kung Fury come out in 2015. So they're like, dude, we've got to, we're on the pinnacle, you know,
Yeah.
and this $10 million has pretty much fucked them to pay for the effects, the green screen effects that they've shot.
Remember the thing about Home Alone? How Home Alone, like Warner Brothers, Brothers
Yeah,
pulled out of
yep,
Home Alone.
Yep.
Because squabbling over $1 million. They said, we need $1 more million to actually to finish the movie off how we want to do it, rah, rah, rah. And Warner Brothers at this stage went, nah.
Not $1 million.
They'd already made it, someone else had already made it. The director and they'd made a deal with, was it Columbia? Or Universal, one of them.
Yeah.
And Sony. Was it Sony? Oh, anyway, one of them. They'd already done a backhanded deal so that as soon as Warner Brothers shut it down, this other studio came in, took it straight over, and went on to make how many millions and millions of dollars?
Was it Fox?
It might have been Fox. It might have been Fox that actually came in and just took it over. Literally, old mate was going office to office telling everyone, look, we're shutting it down, Warner Brothers are pulling the plug, blah, blah, blah. He's a Warner Brothers rep.
And there was a bloke walking behind you going, shh.
Yeah, so as soon as old mate would leave, this other guy would walk in the office and they're all like, oh my God, we've just been sacked. No, it's all good. Wait till the end of the day and you'll be working for Fox. And that's what happened with Home Alone.
Yeah.
And it went, and you know, someone at Warner Brothers surely got an ass whooping over that and got
You would
sacked.
have to think so.
Wouldn't
You
you?
would have to think so. So, Kung Fury 2, I can't wait to see it, but I'd be really pissed off if you...
I'm going to have to watch Kung
You were,
Fury 1.
you were 2/3 of the way there, and then all of a sudden, we can't fucking do anything.
That's just fucking... Chris has said, I'd be more worried that Ginger's going to have a heart attack at this point.
What? On
He is-
camera?
He's getting so excited about what this dog is doing.
He's settled down a little bit.
Thank God for that.
Maybe it's us laughing and
Maybe,
going
no,
on.
maybe it's the smell of two beefy men up here, the testosterone. He's just tapping into that and he's just gone rank. I don't know.
Testosterone?
Testosterone.
You and I?
Oh, that's what I'm
In
saying.
a comic shop? Well, that'd make me excited, yeah.
Paul said, I've missed everything. I had to take a phone call. Can you start again? No, Paul, you'll have to watch it on replay.
Paul, there was a dog.
Hi, Laura. Laura's tuned in. Laura missed all the start. Laura, you'll have to go back and watch the start.
There was
to
a
get
dog making sweet.
Sweet love to his bed, Danny. We've had to move him on. So he was going to be the guest star of the show tonight, but he's just way too worked up.
He was worked up. I was finding out how to make babies.
Sean has said, Todd, you disappoint Jeebus. Oh, Sean. I'm sorry I disappoint Jeebus by not having watched Kung Fury.
Oh, is that the reason?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was something completely different.
I hope not. I will watch it. I will add... You know, we were talking earlier about things we haven't watched yet. we're flicking through the other night through our streaming services, trying to make a list of things to watch over the weekend, or next week.
Yep.
And the wife says, "Oh, The Spirit. Have you ever watched that?" And I've gone, "I'm actually a fan of The Spirit comics. I own a bunch of different runs of The Spirit." And I went, "No, I haven't actually." And she goes, "What?" And I said, "No, I have never actually watched the movie The Spirit." And the guy who plays Harvey in Suits that we really, really like, and I've just had a blank on his fucking name, Gabriel Marked. He plays the Spirit. And I've said for a while, he'd make a great Batman, apart from Ben Affleck, or even if it was a small screen version of Batman, Gabriel Marked would make a great Batman. And then Denny goes, "Yeah, he plays the Spirit. Denny Colt, the Spirit." I went, "Add that to the list. We're going to watch that this week."
Samuel L. Jackson is in it.
Scarlett Johansson, Sarah Paulson, I think her name is it? But anyway, Denny's rattling off a list of people that are in it. I went, "I haven't watched it. Add that to the list."
I'm a little bit.
You know what we watched the other day that got me really excited? You know how they're doing a brand new season of Animaniacs?
Yes.
Right? And I was always a big fan of Animaniacs.
Yes.
There's a little behind the scenes thing where they've got all the original voice actors.
Yes.
So Rob Paulson.
Yes.
What's his name that voiced the Brain? Maurice LaMarche. He's back. The other guy who did Yakko. And I can never think of his name.
He has got an interesting look. He's got like the Tiny Tim fucking long hair, but then he's got the 80s...
he reminds me of Wilbur Wilde a little bit back in the day. Actually, we had a driver years ago who used to drive for us who reminded me of him. He used to look just like him too.
The leopard print silk shirt, but it's purple and black rather than orange and black.
And I've had an absolute blank, but he has voiced so many things over the years, and they've got all the original voice actors back for the new Animaniacs series.
Yep.
And I am excited as all hell. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. Because I loved Pinky and the Brain.
But what I like is that they're continuing on with the same look. They haven't done the old DuckTales thing where they're going to piss off the look and just do something that looks like bloody Powerpuff Girls or something. Mm-hmm. You've just seen that Sean has said, yeah, The Spirit is a tough watch, sadly.
No, I was looking at the one Paul said. The dog humped here, over here, and on the table.
Yes,
he did not touch the table, Paul.
We have video evidence.
My sister, I'm going to get an angry phone call from my sister later going, "What did you let my dog do down there tonight?"
You know what? He's humped himself to sleep.
I'm going to walk him home yet. So I'm going to be, I'll have to carry him home. He'd be too worn out to friggin' walk.
He's just laying there going, "Yeah, I'm done.
Sean, seriously, have you watched The Spirit?
I have.
Are you in agreement with Sean?
Yeah. Look,
I'm gonna watch it because I feel I need Frank Miller, and I know Sean is a massive Frank Miller fan. I feel I need to watch it to give Frank the respect it's due.
Yes.
Frank, at the end of the day, Frank is a legendary comic creator. Apparently, from what you guys are saying, maybe not that good a director.
Look, Frank Miller, he watched Robert Rodriguez make Sin City, and just went, "That's how I'll do it."
So is it? I think you said to me just before off camera, you were saying it's if you've seen Sin City, it's that but done poorly.
Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't have used that word off air, but yes. Yeah.
You guys aren't filling me with inspiration.
As Scott's just said, I really struggled with The Spirit too. Yeah.
Sean said, "You know my Frank Miller love." I mean, Sean is a die-hard Frank Miller fan. I reckon if he ever come to Australia, Sean, I'd even fly you to Sydney with me, mate, to go and meet him because Sean has every variant cover that Frank does, he seems to grab and stuff like that.
It's interesting because Frank's looking a little bit feeble these days.
Oh, he's not looking. I don't reckon we'll ever see him, sadly, in Australia. I don't reckon.
Remember, it was only a couple of years ago when one of us found a photo of him recently and we went, "What the fuck happened?"
I actually, there's a good customer of mine who's a doctor, and he's a massive comic fan, everything else, and he's followed along too. He said to me, he goes, the Frank Miller that we saw, it was about a period of 5 years.
Yes.
And he went from, looking a healthy kind of guy to this. And I said to the doc at the time, I said, "What's that?" And he goes, "Alcoholism." Yeah. He said it is a classic sign, and he's got all the signs and everything else of an alcoholic. That's how he looks. That's what alcohol has done to his body. And he said, yeah, like the shakes and everything else, and when you read about his actions and and things he's done, and it looks like I'd say he hit the bottle pretty big over the years, and it finally caught up with him. So allegedly, by the way, I'll put that in case John's watching.
But go out there and watch it, watch The Spirit.
Jesus, Sean is a diehard fan. He goes, I even enjoyed Holy Terror, the controversial Frank Miller book. Right. We won't talk about that one.
Scott just said, just got through the animated movie of Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. He is a great storyteller.
They were both really good animated films. I really enjoyed the animated Dark Knight Returns. Have you ever watched them? You ever sat and watched both parts?
No.
Oh, dude, I've got them on Blu-ray, I think, maybe. In two, like, they come as little box sets with a little figure or whatever.
Okay.
I have to dig them out and lend them to you. Because you lend me some great, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, about that.
I'll give you all your stuff back. He's being smart.
We were talking this week because I saw a little listicle.
Yep.
It seems like journalism is just lists at the moment.
We had a bit of a private whinge about this before.
Yeah, I'm sick of seeing articles, but they're not articles. They're just one, this, two, this.
Comic Book Resources went through this problem about a year ago, maybe even a bit over a year ago. They were doing a lot of that, where it was just constant listicles of stuff. Newsarama have been known to do it. Bleeding Cool, not as much, but then again, it's Bleeding Cool. Who really reads Bleeding Cool? And yeah, that's what a lot of those, the comic book journalism went that way as well. It's just listicles, and you just go, I want fucking news, not lists.
And it seems like, a listicle, you can just throw stuff at the board and say, this is it. You don't actually have to give your opinion about something.
It's lazy, and it's not even journalism. I'm not even going to call it journalism. And there might be some journalists watching and go, oh, but it's part of our job. No, it's fucking lazy.
Tell me what you think.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
But even as fans, do you actually read a lot of these listicles that you see pop up on Facebook and stuff? Do you read them?
I don't read them. I browse past them. But the one that I did watch, did read today, it was about the worst remakes.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of remakes and reboots.
Did this one fire you up a bit, Jim?
Well, look. Number one, right? People at home, think of the worst remake or reboot that you have ever seen. It would not be this movie. Because this movie is a fucking great movie.
Have you got the top 5 there written down?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we won't go the whole top 10. Just remember the top 5.
Right.
And so starting at number 5.
Was RoboCop.
I actually didn't mind the remake.
I didn't mind it. Michael Keaton was cool in it.
I thought it was good. Yep, next, number 4.
Point Break.
I have not watched the original and I've not watched the remake.
But there'd be no point in doing a remake of that.
Yep, cool. Number 3.
You're going to be upset.
Why? What's number 3?
Tom Cruise as the Mummy.
I fucking enjoyed that movie. Really? They've said that's number 3 worst remake.
Number 3 worst remakes, yep.
I want to find the person who's written this list already and give them a smack around the head. Number 2.
Lion King.
Don't know,
John Favreau's Lion King. Essentially, it was a shot-for-shot remake of the original, just with computer CGI.
Meh. Right, they can have that one.
Number 1.
Number 1.
I can't fucking believe this, man. I am fucking... okay. The Longest Yard.
The fucking Adam Sandler movie.
Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, fuck whoever wrote that list. That is an awesome film, and I love it, and I will fight anyone.
Chris Rock is in it.
Yep. Burt Reynolds is in it.
Burt Reynolds
he come back and guested it
from the original.
Not guested, he had a big part in it. Yeah.
And you know what? I like the other remake of that movie, Mean Machine,
as well.
The English soccer version of it.
With Vinnie Jones.
It's a fucking great movie
Whoever wrote this list, I want to smack him in the chops.
They can get fucked.
Yeah, you tell him.
I'm sorry, but
he's worked up now.
Oh, but did you know that there was in 2016 there was a remake of Ben-Hur?
No.
No wonder it's on the list because no bastard knows about it.
Must have been pretty low budget.
They also said Psycho. Do you remember that Psycho, they did a remake, they did a shot-for-shot remake with Vince Vaughn of Psycho.
I never watched it.
That's all they did. It's a shot-for-shot, but in colour with Vince Vaughn.
And it didn't rate well, eh?
Total Recall. I thought that was cool.
That was another movie I quite enjoyed, Total Recall.
Yeah. Another one of the movies that you were only mentioning the other week, The Heartbreak Kid.
I enjoyed that. That was really good. We watched that. The wife and I watched that the other week.
Yeah.
Loved it.
There's one movie that I'll finish off with, The Invasion in 2007. No one would have watched this because it was a Nicole Kidman and James Bond was in it.
Yeah, Daniel Craig,
James Bond was in it. Come out in 2007. It was a remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. But somehow they just missed the mark and they went, this movie is fucked. We're not going to put it out in cinemas. We're just going to go straight to video. This was straight to video, 2007.
That's how you know it was bad.
Yeah.
Really?
Some of the... anyone else? Scott said, I loved all the versions of The Longest Yard. How did Ghostbusters not make... Yeah.
How did the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot not make this? I don't know either.
Scott just said, clearly it's fake news.
Sean's gone, Anne Heche's arsehole showed up in Psycho.
Yes. There's a scene in it, right, where she's in...
Really?
And she falls over, and the camera is right there as the...
Anne H.
Yeah.
There's a name I haven't heard for a couple of years, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the death knell of
There
her
is a
career.
full-on scene where you see her,
When did Anne Heche's career end? When she fell
when
over
everyone
and
saw
her,
her, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's just sad.
2016 Ghostbusters.
Right.
Should have been.
By the way, DC Comics fans, the latest DC Connect is now available online. We haven't posted the link at Kaboom yet till tomorrow. But you can go along, of course, just look up DC Comics, DC Connect, and the latest one, number 5, is there. Listed in it is Tom King and Clay Mann's Batman Catwoman 12-issue mini. First issue is listed there for pre-order. I think it comes out, don't quote me, but I want to say December. And you know who the villain's going to be? They're actually bringing in the villain from Batman Mask of the Phantasm, the animated movie. They're bringing that villain into the main DC universe. So Tom King's writing, that's a 12-issue series. Apparently it was meant to be, I think, the tail end of his Batman run. And of course that got cut short early because the numbers were plummeting on Batman.
Okay.
And James Tynion took over and has set up for Joker War, which has been 2 thumbs up. It's been a really good run when James Tynion took over. So yeah, but they've done it as a standalone 12-issue maxi series. And the first issue is up for pre-order. And so if you're wanting to pre-order that, contact your local comic book shop and drop them a line, let us know here at Kaboom Comics. And definitely, like Clay Mann's artwork, there's a little preview of a few panels that you can see, and I tell you what, it looks pretty freaking sweet. So I'm all over it, like a fat kid on a cupcake.
Chris said that these days the Invasion would just be put on Netflix. Yeah, well, yeah, it would.
It's true.
It would.
It's really true. Kevin Smith was obsessed with the Anne Heche shot. It was the shower scene, apparently, for a year or more. Mentioned it all the time on his Hollywood Babylon podcast. Really?
Yeah. It even made the a part of one of the theme songs for some of the for one of the
I
segments.
don't know why, but you've now got me kind of going in the back of my head. I need to watch this fucking remake of Psycho just to see this scene, because now you've all gone, oh yeah, even Kevin Smith was talking about it. I'm like, well, now
It's Anne Heche's butthole. Yeah.
Was that a thing on it?
Yeah.
Do it again.
It's Anne Heche's butthole. It does. It made the intro music to one of the segments that they do.
Really?
So we've been talking about the Flashpoint movie, The Flash.
Yes.
And
Now you dropped a little nugget of news on me this week, and my jaw hit the ground. I'm like, are you taking the piss?
the producers seem to be pulling the piss out of everyone, and yet every name they say that they want to be in this movie, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Who's the latest name that's meant to be in the Flashpoint movie?
All right. The biggest name that they want to attract to the movie is Nicolas Cage,
Nick Cage.
playing Superman, that he should have played in Superman Lives.
A couple of years ago, I would have been like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm at the stage now with Nick Cage, and I still love him as an actor, but I'm like, look at the age of Nick Cage now and everything else. I'm like, can he pull this off?
This is fucking Nicolas Cage, dude. He can pull off anything.
Including his own face in Face Off.
He's been signed on to play the Tiger King in the television series.
Yep.
So I'm so on board.
This is a serious thing, though.
This is absolutely serious, right? Other names that they want to do cameos in the movie: Christian Bale.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Val Kilmer,
He won't be able to say anything.
but he can still be in it.
Yeah. Please tell me not George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Oh, get out of it! You've got to be pissed.
They are actually saying, wouldn't it be good if George Clooney come in for a little bit of a... It is the multiverse that he's travelling through.
Fucking bat nipples all over again. Can we just have him? It'll be a cameo panning to him going through a drive-through in the Batmobile and pulling out his Bat credit cards, and it pans back to him dropping, taking a sip of strawberry thick shake and it dropping on his bat nipple and him wiping it away.
Yeah, with
this shit writes itself.
With his credit card, because you never leave home
Never
without
leave home without it. And then right beside him could be Arnie as Mr. Freeze going, can you bath me the frozen Coke? Something like that, He could be in cuffs, but just sitting there beside him,
Oh my God.
Can I have a frozen Coke before I go back to Arkham? This shit writes itself.
And one last person that I did not think about, but you know what? Would make a fucking great cameo.
Who?
Chris O'Donnell.
Oh,
as
you
Robin.
gotta have Chris O'Donnell. If you're gonna bring back fucking Kilmer, Clooney, you gotta have Chris O'Donnell in there.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck yeah, that would be great to see him.
Have him as an alternate universe where he's grown up into the Nightwing role.
Yes.
Oh!
Yes. You're picking up what I'm laying
I'm
down.
all over this. I would watch that on the big screen.
Scott just said, I have exactly
Much interest in Flashpoint movie at this stage. No one's going to get it, and everyone who knows the story will be so bastardized from the book that the chances of hating it are high. Just do something new or call it something else. Scott, just wait and see. Wait and see. It may surprise us all yet.
When it was first announced, I thought, but with these names in it, just the nostalgia on its own.
You kind of want to watch it to see if it is going to be a train. It's one of the things. If it is a train wreck, I'm not going to be able to turn away from it. Kind of thing.
It's going to be just like what Superman Lives would have been. People would have went and watched it just to see whether it was shit, or if it was shit, how much shit.
How deep was that shit?
Yeah.
Okay. Although Alicia Silverstone is an older Barbara Gordon.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
What has she done recently?
She said, I would love to come back as Batgirl.
No way.
It was like 2 months ago.
Really?
She said, I would love to come back as Batgirl.
I'm surprised they didn't actually get her in for the
Yes.
Crisis on Infinite Earths thing through the CW shows. See, Supergirl's been cancelled.
The 6th season is going to be its last.
I watched maybe 1-2 episodes of that and could never get into it. I know there are people out there watching this show right now who probably go, I enjoy the Supergirl thing. Good on ya. Fantastic. But it's going. What?
Laura's just said one name.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh. Did you see the photo that she tweeted a couple months ago?
She could still fit into that suit.
A couple months ago, she was cleaning out her house and she found the whip.
Really? I'd love to see her back in that. I reckon she could still fill that costume out quite well.
Yes.
Chris has said in about 15 years' time, there'll be a doco that explores how this whole thing just fell apart.
And I will watch the shit out of that documentary.
We probably will, Chris. We probably will.
Oh, damn. Damn.
He's all excited now. I think he's more excited than the dog was before.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, where is the dog gone? You're in charge again. I've got to go check on the dog.
I can see his leash that he walks around with. He wouldn't have disappeared. He's just having a little bit of a sleep. He's still there. He's fine. He'll be right. Now he's poking his head up. He's like, what the fuck did you wake me up for?
Just had to check on him.
She
can still use that whip too. Oh, man. Michelle Pfeiffer. All over it.
I didn't bring a taste test for us today.
I did.
Did you? Mm-hmm. You brought us taste test?
Thanks to my wonderful wife, Denny. She found us something this week.
Oh, I'm considering... Yeah. Comment down below for the worst remakes, and we'll have a discussion about it later on in the show. But there is no way I could believe that Total Recall was on this list. Another thing was The Thing, but... Uh-oh.
My wife did the shopping the other day. She said, I got something for you and Ginge to do for Geek Eats. Twisties, margarita pizza flavoured twisties.
Margarita?
Yeah. Have you tried them?
No. I didn't know this was such a thing.
I'll give you the honour, sir. I have just washed my hands, by the way, out the back real quickly.
Do you open your chips by hitting them?
No.
No, you got to caress it like it's a woman.
What kind of monster are you?
Caress it like it's a lady.
Caress it, pull it apart.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what does it smell like? Interesting. Go on, you get first one. Okay, spilling them everywhere. Right.
It's an interesting look. Yes, it's a twisty, but it's got like green flecks through it. That's not mold, right?
Oh, now the dog's gotten interested because he sees we've got food.
All right.
Ready?
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up, sir. Chip up.
Yeah. That tastes like a margarita pizza.
You reckon? It tastes like a pizza. You know the pizza shapes? It tastes like a pizza shape, but as a twisty.
Well, yeah. It's cheesy.
Much like us here at Geek Speak.
But it is twisty, so...
What would you rate that? Ginge, have you got to give it a 5 out of 5? The twisties, margarita pizza flavoured twisties?
I'd probably give it about a 3, maybe a 2.5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. It's not an offensive taste. It's not bad. I don't think I'd eat a big packet of them.
It's not terrible, but...
If I had a choice of these regular twisties or the chicken twisties,
yeah,
I'll go the chicken twisties every time.
Every time.
You always fan of the chicken twisties?
Yes, but you hardly ever see them around.
I don't see them around as much anymore.
Let us know in the comments below if you've seen them around. They're probably everywhere. We just haven't been looking for them.
I tell you what, I did buy in, and we're going to have it'll be next week. My confectionery supplier
Yeah.
hit me up and they said, you've never put Pringles in before. Do you want to do some Pringles? And I went, oh, okay. So I got a chicken souvlaki flavoured Pringle,
Right.
right, and a pulled beef taco
So
flavour.
you'll be able to say that these Pringles are making me thirsty.
Yes, I can. So that'll be next week. We'll try some Pringles on next week's show.
It's got an aftertaste.
It's not bad though. It's not bad. What else you got for me? Any other news?
Tom Holland.
This is gaming related. Isn't it? You alright? You gonna die on us?
Television network wants him to play Link in a Zelda television series.
Link. Really?
Tom Holland.
You do that thing with your mouth. Like, you're like, don't like the aftertaste on
I
that?
don't like the aftertaste of
He's
this.
dropped his rating to about a 1.5 now. Am I right? Meh. I don't mind the taste of them, actually. That doesn't worry me.
The problem is, if they make a Zelda television show, people will be confused that the main character isn't called Zelda. Like, people fuck up and think that Zelda is the name of the guy.
They've always done that, though. Weird.
You see that Robin Williams' daughter is named after Zelda.
Scott has said, worst remakes, Ghostbusters, Terminator Genesis, TMNT, although I didn't hate them, Predators, 97 Godzilla, it was not Godzilla, just a giant lizard thing.
Oh, come on now.
Sean, though, is launching firebombs at us all. He goes, Justice League Snyder Cut is the worst remake there.
Obviously, Sean is drinking tonight.
He is very anti-Snyder Cut. I don't know why. But Sean, you may be proven wrong. I reckon it's going to come out and people are going to love it. I'm hoping so anyway. I'm hoping. And Scott has said, no, keep Tom Holland away from Link. It needs to be someone likeable to an older generation, not a younger generation. There you go.
I suppose, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What else you got for me?
Scott just said, I sound like a negative Nancy tonight, but I swear I am really
Positive Nancy. You shouldn't really call yourself a Nancy, sir.
Sean said Sean is always drinking and talking about
The
himself
third
in
person.
third or fourth person tonight, maybe.
Drink up, Sean. Drink up. Sir.
Sean, you'll be glad to know that Black Widow's coming out. Never.
No, it's been delayed again, hasn't it?
Been delayed again.
Next year?
Next year, May, next year.
This is a real worry because all of these movies that keep getting bumped, like these studios are really hemorrhaging cash during COVID, right? I mean, Tenet has bombed. They've pushed Wonder Woman 1984 because
So much.
they got to wait for cinema chains in, I think, California and New York and that to reopen. And they've already said we need more money from Tenet, so we're going to put Tenet out again in those cinemas before we can put Wonder Woman.
Yep.
So they keep bumping Wonder Woman. Mulan went straight to VOD.
Yes.
I honestly thought they were going to do that with Black Widow. I thought
Yes.
I thought Disney's just going to go VOD it, put it through Disney Plus.
Yes.
But they haven't. They've said no. We're bumping it to. Is it March? Did you say
May.
May?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
At
May.
first
I
I
thought you
read
said
it as March. At first I read it as March,
Oh.
but today I went back to write my notes and it said May. And I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Bumping it that far.
You were talking about Tenet.
Yes.
In America, it has only made $36 million.
What was the budget? Do you know?
The budget was $205 million.
Oh. But
How much have they spent on advertising?
oh shit, probably a ton. It's on the back of comic books and everything recently.
Just to break even,
Yep.
they have to make $800
Well,
million.
it's not going to happen. It is flat out not going to happen.
They spent $600 million on advertising this movie.
Really?
Yes.
Sean's gone Mandela Rain next month, and then gone fuck autocorrect Mandalorian. It's like, what the fuck is Mandela Rain? What the fuck is that?
Is this about the man himself?
You know how I just said Sean keep drinking. Sean stop drinking.
You have a wife and children to look after.
And I don't know what Mandela Rain is, but anyway, now he says it.
You know what? That'd be a fucking great theme song. Mandela Rain, Mandela Rain.
They need Toto to do it.
Dun, 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 dun,
Sean,
dun,
I must
dun.
admit, I'm with you with the friggin' the autocorrect. I sent you a couple of messages this week that just came out absolutely
I thought I was
dumb.
going to get lucky by some of the messages you were sending. I'm like, well, I don't think that way about you, dude. But you know what? I could be.
I absolutely fucking hate autocorrect at the moment. It's gotten so fucking crappy on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Scott said, nah, Mandela Rain is totally happening next month. Mandalorian. We're all looking forward to that. That is going to be pretty good. Although you just you were telling us and a mate who popped in for a quick drink before the show. What did you tell us about?
So we were mentioning that last week that Pedro Pascal was having a few issues with the Mandalorian executive producers.
Yeah.
And we were thinking the executive producer person in question was going to be Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Turns out that no. Pedro Pascal's got the shits that Baby Yoda and Gina Carano are getting so much hype at the moment.
Yeah.
And no one recognises him because he's always in the helmet.
That's the Mandalorian. He never takes
That's
the
the
helmet off.
character.
Yeah.
So much so that it's written into the script. You know, this is the way.
He must have known that before he signed on to acting.
This
right?
is the way, right? He's got so much. He's so pissed off with the fact that he's not on screen that he's gone to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and said, "Guys, come on, like, can I take the helmet off during season 2?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "No,
No,
like,
that's not what the character does.
no." He's went, "Well, that's not the answer I wanted." While George Lucas come and visited the set, he's gone up to George and gone, "Hey, George, you know what'd be a great thing?
I love how you're holding it in character.
Is if I take the helmet off and do a few scenes." And George has gone, "Oh, right." George didn't think it was a good idea at all either.
So he's cracked the shit?
He's cracked the shit and he's been told, just leave.
Yep.
Right? So he didn't act in the second half of season 2, which is about
That's
to
right.
drop.
But then you said to me that he was, as of last week, it was he sorted things out. He's going to be back for season 3.
Yep.
But that's changed, you're telling me.
He's back for season 3, but only as a voice actor.
So he won't be in the costume at all
Nope.
on screen.
Nope.
It will be someone else. He's just going to voice it.
Exactly.
Which would have to be a pay cut. You'd think he'd have to be making less money.
You'd have to think so, but...
Because
mate,
what? You could voice a season in probably a week?
Yeah, easy.
You go in a couple of hours in the booth, maybe not even a week, half week. Like, you know, you see what some of these guys do, and they will
Yep.
voice a whole movie over 2 days or
Yeah.
something like that.
So it's interesting to see, and in the behind the scenes that they put out with the Mandalorian from last year,
Yeah.
they showed that there were so many different actors inside the suit because they were stuntmen that were good at doing this sort of action, stuntmen that were good at hand-to-hand action.
Yeah.
And he was hardly even in the costume
Then.
at all. So,
I think Pedro Pascal needs a friggin' reality check, mate.
Yeah, I just...
Because he ain't going to get any of that fat friggin' Star Wars check if he keeps going the way he's going.
And what's happening is that the crew have got the shits because there were times where, during scenes, he would take off the helmet to try and get that into the...
Really?
Yeah!
God!
You're like,
Put
what
that
the fuck
fucking
is
back
going
on?
on?
You know,
Like,
that's-
I honestly don't know. You're in the hottest television series.
Sean has said Andy Serkis will do it. Yeah, because Andy Serkis will do
Fuck
anything.
yeah.
Scott has said, keep the mask on. Don't give the show the Stallone Dread treatment. And Sean's gone, Carl Urban got it.
He did. He understood
He
it.
understood it. Still love that movie, the Carl Urban does Dread. I have a soft spot for the Stallone Dread.
I do like it. I do like it.
It's just the 90s kid in
Yeah.
me. I liked it.
I reckon the bikes looked way better than in the Carl Urban. Yeah. Scott's just gone, a man who knows how to embody a character, Carl Urban, yes.
Yeah. I love him as Billy Butcher at the moment.
Oh, I'm fucking
He
loving
has dropped
it,
the
man.
C. I think that one episode the other night,
Yep.
he said the C word
Yep.
about 6 times in the one scene. I was just like, he's really getting off on using that word. I am the law.
It was fucking amazing. That was his first line in the movie.
And it's memorable because we're still quoting it today,
Yeah,
guys.
if it was a shit movie, you wouldn't remember it. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
I reckon the guns looked awesome too.
Yeah. Oh, look, I enjoyed both.
Yeah.
Both were very good.
Dread 3D was pretty much just, wasn't it, The Raid? Where they
That
just...
was the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's going through the...
It was just a remake of the
That's
the
what everyone
Raid.
said at the time. I still enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
What else you got for me?
John Hamm, the guy that you thought should have been Batman.
Yes. Well, only if Ben Affleck wasn't available.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In a multiverse situation. Well, he's put his money together and he wants to star as Fletch in
As
a remake.
in the Chevy Chase character,
Yes.
made famous by Chevy Chase.
Yes.
Fletch.
Fletch, the television, the movie.
John Hamm's going to be Fletch.
Yeah. I just look. Fletch is a newspaper
Did you just say
reporter.
Fletch?
I don't know. Did I?
That come out as Fletch. Is that just me, or did you guys at home hear that as well?
Would you listen to me?
ladies and gentlemen? Did he say Fletch?
Listen to me now. Fletch.
It sounded like Fletch. Is it just me hearing him say that? John Hamm hates having money, apparently. Do you know what, though, Sean? It may actually work out to be a freaking hit. There has been a lot of interest in Fletch for, the last 20 years?
I remember Kevin Smith wanting to do Fletch remake.
Did he actually write a script?
I believe there is a script out there that he did.
I think he did, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Steve has said, signs on to play mask character, gets annoyed when he has to wear a mask. 2020 in a nutshell. Yep. Nailed it. And then Steve Wilson has said Fletch.
Yeah.
I swear he said Fletch.
So the Fletch remake he wants to do, it's...
Is it coming meow?
It's coming meow. It's going to be based on the second Wobble. And the producers are also the guys that did Superbad.
Yep.
And Arrested Development.
Well, I've got a little bit of hope there. I think it could be all right.
But those people could also be Rogen. Seth Rogen. But Seth Rogen is behind The Boys.
Sean said Fletch was fine, but it bombed hard.
Which one? The first one or the sequel? Because I've seen Fletch Lives way more times than I've seen Fletch.
Have you? I own the novels at home
Do
somewhere.
you?
Yeah, the ones based where they've done with the movie cover and that.
Yeah.
I bought them years ago at a bookstore. I'm pretty sure I've read both of them.
So this script is supposed to be based on the second novel called Confess, Fletch.
Ah, okay.
Where he gets mixed up in a series of murders. Mm. But I always remember the sequel where he gets sent down to like Louisiana or somewhere, and he's trying, and he's got like the big religious auditorium that he's talking to everyone.
I fucking loved Chevy Chase back in those days, the 70s, 80s,
yeah,
even the very early 90s. I thought Chevy Chase was great, but apparently he was an absolute prick. That's why people didn't like working with him. So, yeah,
he really hadn't been in a lot of anything until Community,
and then he even shat on the people of Community.
Yeah.
So he just proved Chevy Chase has always been a dick, apparently. Yeah.
Which I don't understand.
Fletch was better than Leonard Part 6. Bill Cosby.
Oh, piss off. Leonard Part 6 is a great movie.
Steve, look what you've done.
It's a great movie. He drives his car into a tunnel, flicks a switch, drives out of the tunnel in a different coloured car.
Was he touching someone inappropriately after he drugged them in this movie?
No.
Was he putting pops where he shouldn't have been putting them? He put the butter on the bread.
And then he puts it on his head.
Bill Cosby.
Allegedly. Let's just put
There's no fucking alleged about it. He's been in jail. For fuck's sake.
I'm just going to put an allegedly in there. Oh.
Hey.
Sean, I can't say that on the show.
Too many rape jokes.
You just said it.
Well, he's done he's doing the time or whatever it is. I don't know. Is he still in jail? I don't know. But anyway.
Did you notice how the Cosby Show is not on any streaming platform?
No one's going to replay that. That's dead in the water. You'll probably never see that again.
There's
Fat Albert. As I said, I grew up watching Fat Albert, and I used to fucking love Fat Albert.
Fat Albert was a cool cartoon.
Hey.
Did you ever see the movie of it?
No.
They did the live action version of it.
I don't think I have. I may have watched it and just not really remembered it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Bill Cosby and his sweaters. That's all. No, I'm not going to do it. There's a joke. No.
Let's just sit here
No.
in silence.
Hey. Okay, that's nearly the end of the show. You got anything else to finish off with?
Let's just get way past that. Let's go on to something that's completely different.
Yep.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yes, from Fantastic Beasts. Plays Newt Scamander.
He has...
I had to really think about that for a second.
He announced this week that they have started shooting the third part. The third movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Good.
There's going to be a third one.
Is Johnny Depp back in it?
Everyone's coming back for
Good.
it.
I have actually enjoyed, probably not as much as the Harry Potter films,
Yeah.
but I have enjoyed the two Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movies. And it's got, the guy out of Take Me Home Tonight that we like.
Yeah. And Fanboys.
Oh, shit, what's his name? Dan Fogler. He's in it, and I love him as an actor. I think he's fantastic.
But you were telling me they're not actually based on an actual series of novels?
No, they're a spin-out. Newt Scamander's a character within the Harry Potter universe who wrote a book called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in the Harry Potter universe. And so what they've done is they've taken that character and made it its own movie
So is that
universe.
Is it a prequel to the Harry Potter films?
Yes, because like Dumbledore is a lot younger man, played by Jude Law.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
He's a lot younger man. This is when he was working first at Hogwarts, Hogwarts as a professor and all that before he was headmaster. It explores the world of magic in America and also in France and stuff like because so obviously the way they treat magic is a little bit different to what happens in England.
Yep.
And, look, I've enjoyed it for what it is. It was quite fascinating, and Eddie Redmayne plays the role quite well.
Because this third episode is supposed to be part of a 5-part series.
Yeah, it was always going to be about five movies long, I think.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's had issues where obviously all the stuff with Johnny Depp.
Yep.
And they chose to stick by him and put him in the second movie. There were calls to sack him, which now thankfully they didn't because look at all how that's going.
Ezra Miller was in it as well.
Yeah, Ezra Miller.
A few issues.
So yeah, but he choked a woman out or something like that. So there's been
allegedly.
No, well, yeah. Anyway, there's been some issues, which is why I think it's been a little bit delayed.
And then the pandemic came out as well. So I think once the pandemic sort of eases off, that people will be glad to see this come out. The problem is,
what's going to come out in the next, say, 12 to 18 months? Because everything's so far behind. We're going to be short of content. You're going to see a lot of cheaper made content, quickly made content, which may not be as good.
Get onto the Asylum movies.
Yep.
The Asylum company are the guys that do mockbusters.
Sean's just said, watching Jumanji and Robin Williams has just showed up. Now I feel sad. Yeah, it is. It is sad.
But it's a great movie.
Great movie.
Enjoy it for what it is.
I actually love the two sequels, I guess you call it, because they're not remakes. They are sequels.
I do like the fact that they tie it in.
They with The Rock and that. I really think they're fantastic movies. But Robin Williams will always hold a special place in our heart. So, and Bridget has said, wonder how many other textbooks will make it into a HP movie. Who knows? I'm sure that Warner Brothers and J.K. Rowling will find a way to make more of that Harry Potter muka muka.
I did see that. Sorry.
Every time. And don't throw it too far because you'll hit the dog.
Oh yeah, sorry, Rusty. Mike, you're a piece of shit. I see that she...
Everyone's tuning in towards the end. Hello, I'll say his name, Jack. Not his real name, but Jack, hello.
Hey, man. Hey, Bridget, thanks for tuning in. You're going to have to rewind because there's some...
Go back to the start. When this video ends, you can watch it on replay straight away and just go back and watch the start of it. There's been some shenanigans at the start. Anyway, you were saying?
What was I talking about?
Sean said, watched Welcome to the Jungle the other night, and it was great. Yeah.
Jumanji too.
Yeah.
My sister said that they thought some of the jokes were a bit forced.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it for what it was.
For what it was?
Yeah.
Just like Total Recall, I enjoyed that for what it was. The remake?
Nostalgia always sells. Bridget, you are dead right. And we're a prime example of that because we love anything that's a bit nostalgic. We'll always go and watch it. So
We're nostalgia ourselves, aren't we? We're getting to that age.
Thanks for that, buddy. Cheers.
It's all right. I was working at my job this week. Obviously, everyone knows that I'm a cameraman.
Tell us a tale, Ginge.
And I thought, you know what? This will be a quick interview. And there's no room inside the shop. I'll leave the tripod outside and I'll just put it on my shoulders and I'll film it. Yeah. I forgot that I'm old. The lady was a lot shorter than I was.
Yeah.
And usually you don't just look down upon someone, so you try and get down to their level. So my knees were buckled like a cowboy for about 20 minutes trying to film this interview.
Really?
And I walked out of that shop like I was out of a saloon.
Legs were
jeez, my knees were sore after that. I forgot that I'm old. I have been alive for too long.
You poor old bugger. Yes, there you go.
Laura said we love both of these new Jumanji movies.
You look like it too. I thought they were really, really good.
Yeah.
Really good. So I'm going to do some more TV watching through the week. I'm catching up on a few books as well. I will just say this. I read the first issue of Stillwater by Chip Zdarsky this week. Now, we didn't get any for shelf here because, I talked up to a few customers before it came out. No one showed any interest apart from one or two customers who got it as a sub. And I was lucky one of my customers said, read it, my copy, and I'll be back in later in the week to pick it up.
Wow.
I thought that was sweet, thank you very much. And I read the copy and I went, holy shit, that's a really good first issue. It had me hooked. So keep an eye out. I'm going to try and get more singles in, but this is going to be one of those books to pick up as a graphic novel when it wraps up from Image. Stillwater by Chip Zdarsky. So very good. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah.
The one thing I was going to say is that after doing the Harry Potter film novels, that she's just released the first novel of that new series not under her own name.
Robert Galbraith is, and it's a like a murder mystery novel.
I wonder how that's going to go.
Don't know.
Do you think it's better that she
She's
did it?
she's very. Oh look, she's got a lot of controversy surrounding her at the moment. J.K. Rowling.
Is that why she's using her other name?
No. I thought she had written another book under Robert Galbraith.
I think she has too. But
yeah,
hey, is it one of those things where she? Oh, I just want to be marked on the.
Do you remember
merits
Garth
of the book?
Brooks? Right now, Garth Brooks at the peak.
Yep.
So I think 96.
I know where you're going with
Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines.
He created a whole alter ego and released an album under a different name with a bit of a slight emo-y hairstyle.
Yeah. Didn't he shave his head and then he had some piercings and tattoos and stuff?
No. He had some piercings in. I think they were fake piercings, but he had a different hairstyle, everything else. Dressed completely different. I think he even did a bit of a small tour as Chris Gaines, right? The album came out, and everyone, it was a very badly kept secret that it was Garth Brooks. And all you had to do was play it. And it was a good, don't get me wrong, it was actually a pretty good album.
Was it country?
No.
No?
It was a middle of the road pop kind of feel to it. But you couldn't help, as soon as you started listening, you go, it's still Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
You just know the voice.
Yeah.
And so it kind of tanked. Well, it sold all right, but the whole concept. He never did another Chris Gaines album,
Okay.
but it was an experiment at the time.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting experiment. Like I said, I listened to the album. I went, I actually don't mind the songs; are pretty good, but it's to me, it's just a Garth Brooks album. That's what it is. But yeah, if you ever see, he grabbed, I think he had a soul patch.
He had a little soul patch. That's what I remember.
Patch, and he had the hair kind of combed down and across. He looked a bit emo-y, and this is 1995, 96, I think it was. I want to say 96, actually. But anyway, and we were in high school at the time. And we wore brown onions on the belt, which was the fashion at the time.
Hang on, we did what now?
Because we're old men now. Anyway, but yeah, I remember it at the time. I think I even said to you, like, Garth Brooks again. You're like, who's this Chris Gaines motherfucker? You know, it's like, it's just Garth Brooks. So the shit album because it's country.
Oh, it's not like it was Boot Scoot Boogie. Now that's
Don't you fucking ever pick on Brooks and
No,
Dunn.
I'm saying that's a fucking album. That's a fucking song.
Jack said, did you think the second one was as good as the first? Are we talking Jumanji movies? I enjoyed it for what it was. I liked that it had Danny DeVito and what's the actor out of I'm too old for this shit in Lethal Weapon. The partner to Mel Gibson. Danny Glover?
Danny Glover.
Right? Oh my god, I can't believe I had a blank on that. I enjoyed them in it and as their characters. I thought they were fantastic.
Sean just said, Chris Gaines, no new fans.
Oh, well, keep drinking, Sean. Keep drinking. Jono has said he then appeared as a creepy character called Backman in Sons of Anarchy. Very few people noticed that little bit of Nick. Hang on. Jono, are we talking about Garth Brooks? Are you saying he appeared as a creepy character called Backman in Sons of Anarchy? Because I watched Sons of Anarchy and I love Sons of Anarchy. And I missed that? Was it? Are we? Tell me. Comments now.
What series did Marilyn Manson do the series with?
Oh no, he's saying cleverest one of those Stephen King. Cleverest one of those is Stephen King with the Backman books. Right. I thought you meant Garth Brooks because we were talking about him. Right, Stephen King. Right, I'll have to rewatch that.
He turns up as cameos in a lot of stuff.
Does he?
He does.
Okay, one of them kind of guys. We cameo on a lot of things too, but it ends up on the cutting room floor. Anyway.
Even when it's our own stuff.
It is the tail end of the show. We hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back next week. Ginge, any final words? Parting words of wisdom for the folks?
Parting words of wisdom is that you ever want to see a dog making sweet, sweet love to a cushion on the internet.
Go back and watch the start of this show.
Yes!
Poor little bugger, he's tucking himself out. I'm going to walk him home now.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to edit this episode.
Thank God my sister's taking him home again tomorrow because she's going to have to wash his bed, I'm sure of it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the co-hostess with the mostest, Mr. Wade Copson.
On the Pots and Pans.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. My host with the most, Todd Bailey.
Same bat time, same bat channel next week. Geek Speak Live. Be good to each other and stay geeky.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.